Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I want to teach you how to get thicker skin. Now, this has been an issue for me for a pretty long time. I used to get really offended and triggered at certain things that people would say to me. And a lot of the time comes with a grain of truth, right? You don't really get triggered based on a lie. Like if I told you, you have green hair, be like, no I don't. Unless you do have green hair, then you would react. Alright? So there's a grain of truth, there's always a grain of truth in people's criticisms and what they say about you. And it has nothing to do with the actual criticisms and how you react, but it's in terms of how you interpret what they're saying. And it has everything to do about your beliefs. What you believe about yourself, your self-belief. Another just specific advice for generating thick skin is to not take people's comments as seriously if they're not an expert in that area. Alright? So if they're not a business expert and they're one of your friends and they're just giving you business advice, you don't have to listen to them. They have no proven track record of doing that thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's someone who's not an expert chef who just took like one lesson online and they started telling you, okay, their opinion is still valid. Their opinion is still valid. It might be a tasty meal. But listen, they're no Michelin star chef, all right? So you got to take expert advice and you got to get the right role models in front of you who do have thick skin. Because we look at certain role models who are not that thick-skinned, let's be honest. It's difficult to find really thick-skinned individuals who are also genuinely wholesome, good people. But if you find those people, specifically in your niche or industry, whatever you're good at, you find those people, you keep their quotes around, you read their books, you keep pictures of them or posters of them, that's you channeling their energy. You want to embody that energy because you want that for yourself. We live in an oversensitive generation now. Someone makes one little comment, they find a tweet of you like 15 years back and call you out on it. This is the shame culture, cancel culture, whatever culture you want to call it. But it's a culture. In order for you to gain thicker skin, you first of all have to understand that whatever people tell you, whatever they say is their own interpretation, their own perception, their own mechanism of what they're sharing, based on their own individual experiences and projections. Other thing is, I learned this thing from Jason Capital. I don't know if there's any legitimacy in this, but I just heard of it. What he claims is a thick-skinned button. He said there's a thick-skinned button above your heart, right above your heart. So if you just press right above your heart, with your thumb, with a couple of fingers, you'll start to feel more thicker skinned. Now I don't know if this is legit, but it might work as a placebo effect. Because I'm starting to feel much more thicker skinned. Okay, so basically like in my past, what got me into really developing much more of a thicker skin, much more calluses around my being able to handle like negative comments and things like that, is first of all, it's a lot of work throughout your ego. Right? Because your ego does not like criticism at all. In fact, it hates it. It wants it to stay exactly where it is. It doesn't want it to improve. And constructive criticism, actual criticism that gets you to improve, is very helpful. It gets you to improve your self-growth. But for someone who's just genuinely saying it, and it's coming off in the wrong way, and you have a negative, poisoned image of them, you're not going to listen to that. Because they have a tendency to be a specific way. Let's say a person has a lot of anxiety. If you tell them about your problems, they're going to blow it out of proportion and catastrophize it. I can't believe you. How could you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Right? It's going to go there, and you know it. So you'd rather not share that fact. And this is how we become minuscule. This is how we become much more like in our own worlds instead of being open with people, right? So in my past, when I was like 9 years old, I watched 8 Mile, and I really got obsessed with rap battling. Okay, rap battling online. I used to go on Habbo Hotel. I don't know if it's still available nowadays. It's like this hotel, right, where you just go, and I would like text battle on there a lot. I swear to you, during that time, when I was like 13, 14, 11, 15, when I was growing up, doing that rap battling and text battling, from that time onwards, gave me very, very thick skin. Because I had the verbal ammunition to joust back. Okay, it wasn't very healthy because it was still coming from this competitive mindset that everyone's out to get me, and I have to dominate. I have to dominate over everyone using my words and my vocabulary. It's like argumentative poetry, right? In a sense. So it went deep, right? Personals, punchlines, wordplay, multis. Like I went deep into it, and the lyricism was very, very crucial in developing my thicker skin because I heard every single insult for an Indian rapper back then, known to mankind. Okay? I just heard it all. Okay? I heard it all. It was nothing new. So now, when people would say these things to me, or I would have a hater or a critic say something to me, because I've heard it all, now I have something to say. Right? I got fuel there. Okay? I remember, actually, even after doing this, when I started my business, I would still get some hateful comments from people, right? Like one comment was like, "Why are you trying to be a fake ass Osho?" or something like that. And I remember I just, at that point, I wasn't really offended by that because, Osho led a huge movement. He did some messed up things, but that's not really a bad comment in a sense. Fake implies that it's bad, but again, it's kind of a backhanded compliment in a sense, right? So I just sent him a meme of Osho smiling, and it was said something. But I remember, like, you've got to be able to handle criticism with class, with elegance, with memes, with taking it lightly, with not going down to their level, however you understand that statement. That's an art form by itself. If you're interested in learning more about how to tackle that, I do have a course called Verbal Vinyasa. It's on Udemy. Check it out if you want. Also, if you want to work with me more one-on-one, should be more helpful, I can really help you out in developing that thicker skin through training or through coaching with me. So, it's all about that ability to get back to that pure consciousness state where you're able to facilitate what's going on in your brain. Right? It's like you get in that moment, that mushin mind, where you're able to like, okay, this is what they said to me. Is it 100% the truth? Is this their interpretation? How can I reframe this? Where does my self-talk come in to protect me and give me more strength? There's a lot of different tools here, right? And the tools can be your savior a lot of times. Tools have been my savior. Learning the right techniques, the right tactics, the right strategies to be able to flourish and like move through anything in life, right? So I hope you have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Talk to you soon.